Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. This video is going to be a part two of my series on green labels, CGC green labels. Uh, a lot of people have asked me how much are green labels worth versus a blue label. And it's one of those things where there's just so many variations to what a green label can be that it can really impact the price. And there's no real true rule of thumb that you can use to figure out what a green label is worth. And I'm going to show you in this video a case where a green label can actually be worth more than, I'm saying more than, than a blue label. And that's really odd. You know, why is a green label worth more than a blue label? And I'm going to show you why. And it's with this comic that I bought right here, which is Felix the Cat #1. This is a golden age Felix the Cat. It's from 1948. It is the very first in the Felix the Cat series. And it's a kind of a cool comic. Now, I actually got a really good deal on this because people didn't understand what this was. I think I paid like $100. I think it was 140 actually. And it's a high grade. It's really high grade. And what happened was people saw the green label and they didn't do that extra look at what was the green label. Why was it getting a green label? And they thought it's worthless. You know, green label, always people a little bit shy about buying. And in this case, I would say that this comic is worth more than a blue label. And the reason for that is sometimes what happens is comic like publishing, when they produce the comic, they have problems. They sometimes do what's called a double cover, or sometimes they will make the mistake, and this is a really rare mistake, where they'll manufacture a comic without staples. So the comic is complete except for it's missing the staples. Well, according to CGC, if it's missing the staples, then it is incomplete comic. Okay, and that gets the green label. So that's the reasoning behind this one. It was manufactured without the staples, but that makes it much more rare than the blue label version, and in my opinion makes it a more valuable comic. And you can debate me in the comments below and say, hey, do you think this is worth more or less? Now, to me, it's a rare variant because it is missing the staples, and that makes it more valuable. So I'd like to hear your opinion on that, but I'm going to show you how to sort of get a sense of maybe how much this is worth. Now, this is a Golden Age comic, and the problem with Golden Age comics is you really have to go by the auction history. There's really few sales. It's not like the more modern comics where you have lots and lots of sales and you can easily determine the value. So if you look at Go Collect, for example, you know, there's really not that many sales, like no sales below a 6. So just very few sales. It's a rare comic. Like there's only 39 graded comics. 39. That just shows you how rare this is. It's a really rare comic. And there's just not many that are at that high grade too. So you'll notice that mine is right here. my qualified copy is right here. Remember, it's a 1 of 1, qualified at 80. And there's 4 that are blue labels. Okay, and that's the whole series. And you'll notice that we can't determine the price. So I use a different site to determine price based on auction history. So what we can do is we go to here, and with these, as I said, there's really not much to go by. There's, you know, it's one of those things where there's just really little history. So this is my sale actually. I paid 168. I said 140, but there's the buyer's premium. So it became 168. That was the price that I paid. But you'll notice a blue label sold in August, same time, for $888. So that would suggest to me that my comic is worth probably around $900 to $1,000 range. I would say it's rare and therefore worth a little bit more. And again, you can comment below and tell me if I'm wrong, but I would suggest that this type of manufacturing error is rare and just would add value to it. That is just kind of interesting. It's sort of like when you see errors within the printing, like there's certain comics where there's like different colors based on error that was in the printing. So those become very valuable. Well, I would say that this is that kind of same situation. So yeah, so it's one of those things. It's not a super valuable comic. It's not like $1 million comic or anything, but you can see that, there's just not enough sales to really determine that price. So I hope this has been interesting. It's not a definitive answer how much something would be worth, but it's just to show you that green labels are not necessarily the kiss of death that you might think, where they can actually have more value. You just have to make sure that when you look at that listing, what is that green label? What caused that green label? If it's something where it's a manufacturing error, then that could actually increase the value of that comic. If it's a signature, it could increase the value of that comic, because what you can do is just crack it open, send it to CBCS, and they will verify it, and then you get that prestigious, I think it's gold label, and it just gives you more value. So I hope this has been informative, and I just wanted to show you some different cases with the green labels and figuring out how much your green label comic might be worth. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check out my other videos. Check out the first video in the series, and there's 2 more coming up soon. Thanks for watching.